soccer match between the visiting Merrimack Valley Hawks and your Sporting Connecticut squad. Here are the starting lineups for Merrimack Valley first. In goal, number 1, Sally Rainey. Number 2, Hannah Cole. Number 3, Michaela Agresti. Number 4, Emanuele Ferreira. Number 5, Eliana Pereira. Number 6, Marissa Sage. Number 7, Karenna Beckstein. Number 8, Logan Nicholson. Number 9, Meredith McDermott. Number 11, Nicole Judoin. And number 15, Maddie Guthrie. And now for Sporting Connecticut, starting in goal, number 5, Emma Malone. Number 6, Christina Stone. Number 8, Tiffany Weimer. Number 9, Shay Boyle. Number 10, Tori Sousa. Number 11, Himani Jenkins. Number 21, Kylie McIntosh. Number 26, Kara Jordan. Number 33, Greta Brunello. Number 77, Aubrey Culpa. And number 99, Jessica Hinton. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask if you please are able and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem.
And a pleasant good afternoon, everybody. You're watching a presentation of the National Soccer Network, as today we are broadcasting WPSL action here from the Nutmeg State, and it is the number 1 ranked team in all of the WPSLs. That was just brought out a couple of days ago. The 5-0 Sporting Connecticut side, currently top honors in the Northeastern Conference, coming off of a victory last week where they knocked off a very diligent New York Shockers up in Albany last week, but that was a 6-1 decision. They're taking on the Merrimack Valley Hawks FC side, who are currently 2 wins and 2 draws, no losses thus far in the league. So it should be a very interesting contest as both of these teams now entering the middle portion or the second half of their 2025 regular season. Sporting Connecticut women with their outstanding goal difference mark of 25 scored, 3 conceded, and they basically have a number of different players that can really do damage offensively, and their defense equally as prolific. But Merrimack Valley, who actually were scheduled to play against the Shockers over the course of the middle part of the week, that game has been rearranged to later in the season. But currently, the Hawks last played against Rhode Island last weekend, a 2-2 draw that actually came as part of a back-to-back last weekend where they knocked off Kingston Capitals 9-0 to start. And then less than 24 hours later, getting a point against a team that has certainly given them some problems over the last couple of seasons in this league. But Merrimack Valley, for the first time, taking on Sporting Connecticut as we're coming to you from Xavier High School here in Middletown, Connecticut. JJ Duke here with you. Thanks for spending your, rainy Saturday afternoon here with us, as that's pretty much how it has been every Saturday for the last month or so here in the Northeast, but we're just about ready to go here. It's going to be Sporting Connecticut who will get us underway. They're in their black jerseys going from right to left on your screen, and Merrimack Valley Hawks in their white jerseys with the, if it isn't New England, what would it be? It's a Dunkin' sponsorship on the front. They're going from left to right as we're underway in the first ever meeting between these two squads. They're actually going to tangle next week. And we'll get to that in a little bit of a preview as we go throughout the course of the match. Let's give you the starting 11s for both of these teams, if you weren't able to join us as the players are introduced. But for Sporting Connecticut, who are, again, a perfect 5-0 in the league thus far, Emma Malone gets the start in goal. Christina Stone is the captain, wearing 6. Tiff Weimer wears 8. Shea Boyle wears 9. Tori Souza wears 10. Imani Jenkins back into the team wearing 11. Jenkins now... this is just her 3rd game played of the season. A player that was the UWS Eastern Offensive Player of the Year last year. And now with Sporting here in their first season in WPSL. Kylie McIntosh in the back wears 21. Cara Jordan wears 26. Greta Brunello, 33. Aubrey Kolpa, who is the top scorer on the club with 7 goals, wears 77. And 99 is Jessica Hinton. A little bit of early pressure and a turnover as Meredith McDermott couldn't get that off. It was a strong tackle by Christina Stone. And basically the captain leading by example there. But Sporting Connecticut a little bit sloppy in the back. Again, it's been raining on and off all throughout the course of the day here in Middletown, Connecticut. So the surface a little bit greasy. When it comes here to this near side, let's give the starting 11 for the visitors, who, again, a couple of wins and a couple of draws. This one into a dangerous area and cleared away by Kylie McIntosh. It will be a throw just by the corner flag. Sally Rainey is in goal for the visitors, and then numerically in the field, Hannah Cole wears 2. Michaela Agresti, 3. Emanuele Ferreira, 4. Eliana Pereira, 5. Marissa Sage wears 6. Corinna Beckstein wears 7. Logan Nicholson, who scored a couple of screamers this season. And that gets called as a handball against Sporting Connecticut. So free kick just outside the 18. Meredith McDermott up front wears 9. Nicole Jadoin wears 11. And Maddie Guthrie wears 15. But a really good start here for the visitors just into the 3rd minute. It'll be a set piece from a pretty tight angle. But Malone will ask for one in the wall. That is Souza. This one to the back post, but taken well by Malone, and she'll just allow everyone to get up the field, but playing quickly, trying to ping it out towards Weimer, but under hit, cut out by Eliana Pereira. Good work by Cara Jordan, shielding off Pereira. This Merrimack Valley club, they do have a number of players that play their collegiate soccer in that Lowell area and New Hampshire as well. But also there's a couple of really unique stories on this roster as well. Keep an eye on Emanuele Ferreira, who wears number 4, who's been capped by the United States Women's National Futsal Team. And she participated in the CONCACAF W Futsal Championships back in April in Guatemala. And also took part in, officially, the futsal program was working as an independent, but brought in under the U.S. Soccer Extended National Teams banner earlier on this calendar year. So she has played in a couple of friendlies and then participated in that continental qualifiers. That pass intercepted, goes to the feet of Jordan, now lays it off for Stone. Here's Kolpa trying to turn, dispossessed well, though, by Hannah Cole. Beckstein, the Holy Cross product, trying to clear her lines. It's cut out well, though, and it'll just be recycled back. That's another dangerous ball. Goes to the feet of Weimer. First time ever. Takes a big deflection, but a little steam taken out of it, and Sally Rainey will handle it. Rainey, the New Hampshire product, the couple of times America East Goalkeeper of the Year, part of that main team that got to the America East Tournament Championship game, losing to Maine in the final, but Rainey, really solid season, actually set a program record either on her own or tied it with goals against at .78 and then 9 solo shutouts. Weimer. I think she meant to link up with Imani Jenkins, but that was cut out. Now the visitors can break down the left flank. That is played into the channel looking for Jadoin, I believe, but look at Kylie McIntosh able to shield that out, and that is a veteran player doing veteran things, and McIntosh, who's been with the squad for the last couple of seasons, continuing to show the class that she has, shielding it out, and it'll be a goal kick as Malone will play short towards the aforementioned Kylie McIntosh. He's been playing in UWS and WPSL for many years, as Kylie was a All UWS honoree multiple times, either with Sporting Connecticut or with the Connecticut Fusion, the Marist College graduate. Jessica Hinton trying to bring that down. Weimer flicking it on, but it's cut out. Jadoin not able to win it, but it goes to the feet now of McDermott, trying to turn and look for options. Maddie Guthrie, not once, but a second time able to win it against Hinton. But Sporting Connecticut able to win it back, albeit just for a brief moment. And now Stone goes forward with Weimer. Jordan has options ahead of her. Kara onto that left foot of hers. With a UConn graduate, will hold it up now for Greta Brunello, but quickly back to Jordan, who's got players in the area. Pings that to the back post. Not a bad area, actually, as it was a little over the head of Tori Souza. But those are those balls into the corridor of uncertainty that are absolute nightmare for any goalkeeper. As Jordan, over the course of the season, already a couple of goals on the campaign. Scored in the home opener against Rhode Island back on May the 17th, and then scored in that whopping 14-0 victory against Kingston, as that has unfortunately been the team over the course of this WPSL Northeast Conference season that has been the team that, well, teams are scoring for fun against. That's a good leap from Jenkins, coming off of her outstanding final season at the University of Hartford. And Jenkins, who had 27 goals and was a Division III All-America. There'll be a throw for Merrimack Valley right by the timekeeper's area. Logan Nicholson will go back in. Nicholson has scored a couple of goals this season. The player that wears the number 8 jersey, well, in fact, actually 5, but has scored a couple of set-piece goals, including in the opening game, a 1-1 draw against Rhode Island on the road, a stunning free kick from about 30 yards out. That was one where Rhode Island, who had played the week before against Sporting Connecticut, seemed like they're destined for 3 points on the night. But, again, set pieces, they're often going to come back and help you. Nicholson now up to 5 goals on the season, but Kolpa trying to get around the last defender, but intercepted well by Cole. And now Merrimack Valley, well, thought that they're going to try and spring one down this near channel looking for Marissa Sage, but they'll go back home. Yeah, Kolpa with her 7 tallies on the season. That's one off the conference lead. But a player, when she's given the service, can put him away. Jenkins now trying to lead it ahead towards Kolpa, intercepted. Now a chance here for the visitors to break with Nicholson. And it's a marauding run forward for her. Has got options, but a little bit of an extra heavy touch. And Christina Stone easily to dispossess. Stone getting around the tackle of Sage, trying to play it through towards Kolpa, but not linking up. Both teams are trying to play through the lines, but still have yet to find any success in terms of a shot on goal. We had an early flurry of half chances for Merrimack Valley in the first couple of minutes, including a set piece from just outside the area. But Sporting Connecticut since have been looking the more dangerous. Greta Brunello, the former Southern Connecticut State Hawk, with Jordan. Jordan able to blow by a couple of defenders, trying to slot it through towards Kolpa. She'll recollect. Jordan trying to go for the nutmeg, but it's only just cleared away as far as Stone, who had to be quick to get there, as closing it down was Meredith McDermott. Now Sage will go back. There's a dangerous pass. Even nice little step through. And now Merrimack, well, Sage tried to play through the lines, but Agresti's pass was cut out. This time, no nonsense clearing it away, but only as far as Hinton. Oh, this is really nice here from Sporting. Nearly came off from that pass. Looking for Kolpa. Now Weimer around the edge of the area, dispossessed by Nicholson. That's equally good possession there from Logan Nicholson and trying to play direct. You could see what the idea was. It eventually gets through towards McDermott, but slowed up enough where Greta Brunello is able to win it off of her, and that should be a throw. That took a deflection off of the Merrimack Valley Hawk player. And it will be Sporting Connecticut throw right in front of us. Yeah, McDermott, who wears the number 9 jersey, the Nashua product, Nashua, New Hampshire product, currently playing at University of Virginia. 5 goals and 3 assists last year as part of that Cavalier squad that got to the second round of the NCAA tournament, knocking off Princeton before they fell in the second round of that competition. That was to Wisconsin. Actually really racked it up in ACC play. Did McDermott last year, 4 goals and an assist. And someone already this season that does have 3 goals is now Hinton able to find Weimer short. Goes all the way through towards Jordan. That one just kept running. I was about to say, which one of the 3 was that going to be eventually found to? Souza, Kolpa, and Jordan were all in the area. I'm going to split all of them, and it's out for a goal kick. Well, as we are now in the second half of this WPSL regular season, there is one other match that is going on in the conference in addition to this one at the same time, which of course you can watch a good majority of the matches in all WPSL action here in the National Soccer Network is going on simultaneously to this one would be Rhode Island Rogues against the New York Shockers, that game being played on the campus of Providence College. And then tomorrow night at 7 p.m. up in the capital region of New York, it'll be the Shockers to take on Albany Rush. Dangerous now for Kolpa, but Rainey right there to recover. Is that ball bouncing in a dangerous area? And that'll be the first of 2 meetings in the space of 5 days between the 2 capital region rivals. As Albany Rush coming into WPSL from UWS last year, the Shockers have been in this league for quite some time, but I do recall that those 2 teams have played friendlies against each other before the start of their previous respective seasons. Now, of course, in the same league, so you don't have to worry about it, and it's pretty easy for the travel. It's only about 10-15 minutes from the Aframs Sports Park to Union College. That's where Albany Rush is playing this season, in Schenectady. Throw right in front of us now for Emanuele Ferreira, who we highlight at the top of the broadcast, in addition to her outstanding futsal work, also a Stony Brook product. And a goal and 4 assists last year for the Seawolves. Shea Boyle out of the back. Boyle now in her 4th match this season, started all of them. Just missed out in the first contest of the year. Brunello, nice little step through, goes with Weimer. She's got options ahead of her, including short with Jordan. She goes that way. Good tackle, though. Michaela Agresti coming through aggressively and at least slowing that run. Agresti, the Swampscott, Massachusetts native and a Boston College graduate. Nearly 70 career starts there. Now, it is going to be a corner kick, though, to come for Sporting. And the host will have a fair few numbers inside the area. It's going to be Weimer to swing this one in. Weimer to the back post, goes over the head of McIntosh, who got a great leap onto that one, but even with it, just a little bit too tall for her. It'll stay with the host. A throw in just over by the opposite side of the corner flag, I should say. Hinton back into the area. Cole with the clearance, only as far as Jenkins. She'll go all the way back home to McIntosh. Now Brunello. Weimer able to turn. Souza back to Weimer. First time effort that was blocked. Still with it here. Trying to scoop it towards Jenkins. No one making that run on the outside flank to try and change up the look, but instead it'll be a throw-in now for Sporting. We're on a quarter hour gone here from Xavier High School. The team that's currently ranked #1 out of all WPSL, certainly buzzing right now. The visitors are penned in inside their own area. It will be another throw. And yeah, every week the WPSL League office comes out with their national rankings. And this is something that on their press release that are compiled by the Canadian-based Rank R, featuring the ELO ranking system, which is based on record, goals for and against, match location, relative strength of opponent in playoff matches. Obviously, we haven't gotten to the playoffs yet, but because of the fact that Sporting is 5 wins from 5, 25 goals scored, 3 conceded. Yeah, kind of makes a whole lot of sense why you'd have that team at #1. Teams closest, actually, there's not too many in terms of the East geographical region. The next would be the Columbus Eagles out of the Great Lakes Conference, who are also perfect 4-0. And the next closest in terms of teams that are kind of within the Metro Atlantic in the Northeast would be SJEBFC. And that plays down in the New Jersey, Philadelphia area. This ball sent down the channel, will hang on. It's not a bad area. It takes a wicked deflection. And we'll go behind for a goal kick, but it'll look like almost for a second there that Sporting Connecticut fell a little bit asleep in the back. That was Meredith McDermott. That ball was deflected off of. As Malone's going to ask for everyone to advance up. Malone, the UNC Greensboro product, completing her junior season there this past fall with the goals against at 1.14. Actually had an assist as well earlier on in that season against Eastern Tennessee State. A player that has played nearly 50 times for that program in 3 years. I believe this is her first start of the season. Is what Sporting Connecticut have done is they've been kind of platooning their goalies. She and Caitlin Daly has split the halves, but today it is Malone who gets a start. Daly is on the bench. Not a bad area from Jordan Weimer trying to get out to her right. Still Weimer. Still Weimer. Clipping it towards Kolpa. Good header across goal. Cleared away. Aubrey trying to hang with it, but eventually it's scrambled to safety. It just was almost a little bit slow developing there for Weimer after the initial shot was blocked, but just scooping it to the back post, and Aubrey Kolpa doing everything right. Just not a lot of power to generate off of that cross. Hinton now. Weimer onto the left. Again, it's just batted away only as far as McIntosh. Just wave after wave of pressure here from the hosts. Stone. And now the visitors can break with Jadoin. Just only one ahead of her, and that was McDermott. Clearance blocked behind. That's a good switch. Now here towards Agresti. But closed down quickly, though, by Jordan. Just really unlucky for her because there was no one in the area to collect the seconds. This allows now Emanuele Ferreira to go forward, trying to link up with Marissa Sage. But the initial pass a bit too strong, and it's back out for a goal kick. But yeah, if you're Merrimack Valley right now, after having a really bright start to this match, they haven't really had too much going forward. Even, you could count on one hand the amount of touches that they've had in the attacking half of the field, let alone creating anything inside the box. And a little bit of extended rest for Merrimack Valley as they were scheduled to play the Shockers in the midweek, but they'll be back at it with a double match weekend next weekend. Crazy to think you're playing games back-to-back days and also travel, no travel involved for them, but just the fact that you're playing twice in 30-some-odd hours. So they'll take on Albany Rush on Saturday and then host Sporting Connecticut on Sunday. Sporting also on a double match week, but they'll play on Wednesday at home against bottom Kingston Capitals. Boyle does ever so well there because, again, with the amount of rain that we've had, ball can kind of do some tricks off this turf. Could skid in some spots, pop up in others. Showing some great composure. As Ferreira now trying to carry forward out of the back. Instead goes home with Agresti. Ball into the channel now for Nicole Jadoin, who's gotten past Brunello. Just has one in the area. That's McDermott at the back post. Goes that way. Gets all the way through towards McDermott. Heavy touch away. Stepping through is Corinna Beckstein. Gets a shot off, but right at Malone. And the first sign in a while for Merrimack Valley Hawks. Again, certainly an ambitious ball from Nicole Jodoin trying to link up with Meredith McDermott, but on the seconds it pops through towards Beckstein, who, credit to her, good technique. Put it on target, forcing a save from Malone, and again with the weather as well, in addition to the odd skips that you're going to get from the turf. It's a keeper's worst nightmare because of the fact you don't know how the ball's going to be handled every time it's shot towards you. Is it going to slip through your fingers? But it's a secure, safe take from Malone. Now here comes Jenkins with Jordan. Back to Imani Jenkins. She can complete the move with Souza. That takes a deflection towards Kolpa. Keeper off of her line. It's a brilliant save. Comes back out to Jordan. With the keeper again scrambling to her net. That one is blocked. How about that for a save from Sally Rainey? Oh my goodness. Coming off nearly to the edge of her area, but taking that one right around where the neck is. That one fizzed across from Weimer. It's cleared away. That's a danger that Aubrey Kolpa will provide, though. We'll just look for scraps in and around the area, and the Penn State product nearly got her 8th of the season. As I mentioned in the first match of the season for Sporting Connecticut, Aubrey Kolpa, one of the top scoring freshmen in the country last year for Penn State with 7 goals and 3 assists. So a lot of her work came as a super sub. No doubt for Penn State next season that she will be one of those relied upon scorers, probably playing the full 90. Jenkins turning, Stone now. Weimer. Hinton, that's a good interception. Jessica Hinton trying to drive through, now gives it up to Weimer. Looking for the return, gets it, extra pass across to Souza, who scores! Tori Souza about halfway gone here in this first half of given Sporting Connecticut a 1-0 lead. Well, Sally Rainey in that situation just a little bit off of her line there. And Souza, veteran goal scorer, now picking up her 6th goal of the season, which is now level for second best on the squad, just lifting it into the far corner. And the 23rd minute, you could say it's certainly been coming here for Sporting Connecticut. But now, a team that's been in the ascendancy for quite some time have delivered on the early start. And for a team that has hardly been trailing over the course of this season, the most that they've been trailing in a match was in the opener where Rhode Island scored inside the 3rd minute. Took Sporting Connecticut until the half hour to equalize, but outside of that, they've been playing from in front and will remain in front. And the player that was instrumental for the start of that attack is Kara Jordan, though she gets whistled for a foul. A little bit of extras as well as Beckstein with the push. Did see after that goal a couple of Merrimack Valley Hawks players starting to get warm. See just on the right side of your picture there. After this set piece sequence, we'll run through all the subs that are available for both squads here on this rainy Saturday afternoon. Kolpa. Don't think she meant to head it back to her goalkeeper, but it works nonetheless. Yeah, here are the available subs for both teams. First for Sporting Connecticut, Caitlin Daly, the replacement goalkeeper. Then numerically in the field, Lainey Smith, Juliana Garcia, Emily Senator, Kelly Quigley, Kylie Yepes, and Abby Burgess. And then for Merrimack Valley, you've got Abby Yitzen-Handel, who's the replacement goalie. Then Rebecca Brooke, Ava Kopico, Alina St. George, Emily Zelayandia, Ashlyn Walsh, Laura Settina, and Isabella Balatka. Happy to see Ashlyn Walsh's name on any team sheet because I'm someone that broadcasts Fairfield women's soccer games. And, well, Ashlyn, an outstanding first season for the Stags, who won the MAC regular season and postseason title. So happy to see her name in the team sheet, and someone that has already scored a goal as well this season for Merrimack Valley, and will definitely be a player that the visitors will rely on for some offensive firepower coming off the bench. Stone, a good pressing though, but Christina aware, able to recover back to Brunello, but good pressure from Ferreira. And then the foul comes, and that's good savvy defending there from Greta, realizing that there was going to be contact coming, and gets the free kick. Malone was closed down well though by McDermott. Might have not been the best decision just to go home because of the fact that Merrimack Valley had 4 players in the attacking area, and they win it back here with Ferreira. Deflected out. And it does look like now Merrimack Valley are going to be preparing at least one change in a matter of a few moments. Just joining us here on the National Soccer Network. One goal coming in the 23rd minute from Tori Souza for Sporting Connecticut. That is the difference thus far. Kolpa, Jenkins, good ball out wide. Kara Jordan trying to play it over the top. Well taken down though by Hannah Cole. Now that'll be a foul of Souza, who can't believe it. Now the arms raise. It'll be a free kick now for the visitors. Souza, another player who's been in the wars in the WS and WPSL for many years. Also playing overseas in Scotland. Couldn't believe that that was a foul on her. Just going for, challenging for a 50-50 ball. McDermott now has an option out wide, goes that way with Jadoin. Has 2 in the area, swings it all the way across, takes a deflection, stays on, comes back out to Logan Nicholson, but it goes past her. Merrimack Valley now a chance for them to establish a bit of pressure inside the attacking third. Ferreira, good ball to the back post, but a needed header from Kylie McIntosh was there in time. Hinton not able to save it. In the 29th minute, we'll have our first change in the rolling subs. I think it's Maddie Guthrie that just came off the field. And that's number 18, Laura Settina, the UMass Lowell product that checks in. Goal kick to come. Sporting Connecticut do have a number of their reserves starting to get warm right now, which is probably the best thing that you want to do in a day like today, because last thing you want to be doing is sitting in the rain. I mean, last week, not exactly the greatest conditions either, though Sporting, I think, had a little bit better of it up in Albany, whereas those who elected to watch USA men's national team against Turkey up at Rentschler Field, like myself, clothes haven't quite dried out from that game. That was a week ago. Weimer Kolpa, nice turn ahead with Imani Jenkins. Jenkins, shot was blocked, might be able to get to it. Scrambled away as Beckstein slid in. Now here comes McIntosh forward. Very heavy touch, not really like her. And a chance now here for the visitors to break down the left with McDermott. She's got Jadoin ahead. McDermott trying to do it on her own here. Good tackle, though, from Brunello just to slow her up. Does allow, though, Jadoin to get back on side. Jadoin has options, tries to go short. It will be a corner, though. But, boy, on second look, could have squared that one across. Was that a... And that was Lara Satina who was making that delayed run into the box. The Galicia, Spain native. Couple of goals last year for UMass Lowell is off the corner. McIntosh, a towering header away. Ferreira. Good close down by Hinton. That's cleared, but with everyone back defending that set piece, Cole can just reset from the back. Nicholson. Marissa Sage might have a pop from here. Does so. It's blocked by Stone. And Christina gets to the second one as well. Kolpa doing ever so well. That target forward position, able to hold it up. But Jordan ran into a cul-de-sac, and now Merrimack Valley will just reset out of the back. Now it looks like Sporting Connecticut have their first substitute getting ready over by the fourth official. Actually, no, I take that back. Probably the subs, probably not the worst position to have on the field. It's the fourth official, where you can't run around, you can't hide. You're just getting drenched on all day. I mean, again, it's not the heaviest rain in the world, but it's that annoying level of rain. As the hosts will make their first change. And it's going to be Christina Stone who will check off here in the 32nd minute. So it's Stone coming off the field. Kylie McIntosh will take the armband. And Emily Senator is the one that checks on in replace of Stone. So you can have Emily sit in a little bit more of a, actually more advanced role than anything else. Looks like Hinton and Souza are the ones that have dropped in. One, no, only just one from Weimer on the nutmeg count, but immediately gets it back. Now Jenkins. Yeah, she would only expect me to start counting if she got at least beyond two. Boyle. And Gresti heading it away. Only as far as the goal scorer, Susan. Lovely step through there. Tori trying to lay it off for Weimer. You know, with the amount of space that she had, I wouldn't have been shocked if she tried to take one from 30 yards out or so. More than capable of scoring a screamer or two. Jenkins, cut out by Ferreira. But Imani, ooh, kind of an awkward slip there. And battling with Ferreira. Grasti clears away. It's a great touch from Ferreira. That's a futsal technique that you see, and it's a great ball through. Now McDermott has an option off to her left. It's Jadoin. Goes that way. Nicole Jadoin. Heavy touch. Cleared by McIntosh. Well, and that's what you get here. You might not get many of those chances against the Sporting Connecticut back line. Bet on second look, McDermott might have been more obliged to take that on her own. Or if you lay it off to Jadoin, just hit it first time. Sporting Connecticut won't give up too many of those. Weimer's ball ahead for Jordan, intercepted, but Kolpa gets there. Or return feed not linking up. But the visitors have shown their moments, though, going forward. Definitely they've got a few players that are more than capable of hitting the back of the net. And with firepower to come off the bench as well. So arguably could be Sporting Connecticut's toughest test that they faced over the course of this season. And Senator looking for Kolpa. Good work by Jenkins to win it off of her. Souza to Weimer, who's got 3 in the area. And the idea is right, but overhit, out for a goal kick. And now Merrimack Valley can make those 2 changes that they've had for couple of minutes. Also, Sporting Connecticut will have 1 come onto the field as well. And Zamani Jenkins, who's the one that will step off after 35 minutes or so. That'll be Lainey Smith who will check on in replays of her. We'll get those Merrimack Valley subs in a moment or two as it comes here again to Emanuele Ferreira, who's been really impressive for the visitors. Of course, as I say, that steps on the ball and turns it over. Brunello, lovely little back heel. Senator trying to get it onto the right foot, which he does, but just didn't get the right connection on it. But again, that dangerous build-up from the hosts, nearly making something of it. Good press from Brunello. That's going to be out for a Sporting Connecticut throw. Brunello down the line looking for Smith. Cleared out. Actually took a last touch off of Lainey Smith, so throw for the visitors as that was taken from about 10 yards further from where we went in. This will be, all right, soapbox moment for me. You know, we're talking about up here pregame about technology and how it's taking over. One thing that in this sport they could consider down the road, because we've seen throw-ins more on the men's side of the professional level being taken in from, I don't know, at times 30 yards ahead where the ball goes out. Have someone put they have that little spray for walls. Have someone just go up and down the sidelines. This is where the throw comes in. You could take it from as far behind, but you can't take it 10, 15 yards up the field. Soapbox over? Oh, thank you. I mean, what? For the Europa League and Europa Conference League, we had those referees that were just standing on the goal line for how many years? They were absolutely useless. Sorry. It's easier to look back at retrospectively, but having people mark out where throw-ins are taken, why not? It's a nice turn from McDermott. Looking for the sub, Ashlyn Walsh, who came on a couple of minutes ago. At least now I got the number of one of the 2 changes that Merrimack Valley made. Nice skip pass by Souza, who will try her luck from distance, but right at Rainey. That's a good switch out wide. That's Alina St. George, the other player that came on at that stoppage a few minutes ago. Now in her 4th match of the season for Merrimack Valley Hawks is Weimer ahead to Kolpa. Had to let that one run to her. Tries to return it. It's a good tackle. Kolpa, though, to the edge of the area for Senator. Shot blocked down. Weimer was onside. Still ping-ponging in the area and eventually goes out for a goal kick. And once again, Sporting Connecticut have been absolutely knocking on the door. They've taken off the hinges already once with a goal from Souza in the 23rd minute, but you feel like they've been more than just for getting that second before halftime. Though again, at the same side, if you're Merrimack Valley, knowing that you've had a couple of chances going forward, nearly getting the opener. Not in terms of the shot on for Malone, but in terms of build-up between the likes of McDermott and Jadoin. Just lacking that end product. Good work from Kolpa, nearly taking it off of Cole. Agresti mindful there just to play it ahead and out of danger. That's a good ball out wide to Ferreira, and she can now press forward. Has Satina ahead of her. Lara Satina tries to nutmeg Brunello, and Greta was having absolutely none of it. St. George out wide. Walsh, how about it? Nicholson. Agresti. This is good here from the visitors. Ferreira into a good area. Knocked down. Hinton able to get something of it. Can she scramble it away? Only just for a moment. Nicholson taking it. Her shot blocked. That's composure on toast right there from Brunello. Finding an outlet. There's a couple of Merrimack Valley players right on her. But immediately gives it away to Nicholson. Goes short. McDermott trying to get it down. It just wouldn't settle for her. Scrambled away by Boyle, who's looking at the linesman. No foul was given. Weimer. Jordan. A couple of times Sporting Connecticut have had a few gripes with the officials. But now Merrimack Valley again on the ascendancy here. A good first step there from Hinton. Now she can attack. Has got options. 3 of them, in fact. Hinton out wide to Kara Jordan. Jordan onto that left foot, and it's just over the bar. Kara Jordan with that wand of a left foot, nearly curling it into the top corner, but just over the bar, hitting off the football crossbar. That was not a whole lot ways away there. Both of these teams again showing how dangerous they can be going forward. Now the referee is having words with Hannah Cole, Michaela Agresti, and Aubrey Kolpa. Weimer with Souza to Smith, just a heavy touch, and it's scrambled away by Cole. It's a good ball. Satina, or excuse me, out wide to Jadoin. That came from Nicholson. Nice move by Jadoin, trying to get end line around Boyle. Back to Ferreira. First time ball, headed away by Jordan. Kolpa cushioned down well. Boy, it's like basketball right now, just end to end here. Smith cuts it onto the left. She's got options. Weimer has a few in the area. And Smith might have been more advised to go back with Brunello, and he'll be out for a throw. But it is, despite the just one goal in it, it has been absolutely end to end here in this first 43 minutes. Can't imagine there'd be a whole lot of stoppage time from the referee. Jadoin does ever so well, trying to get it ahead for Walsh. And Walsh, well, nearly, does earn a throw, and Kylie McIntosh can't believe it. It hit off the defender, but it looked like about a good 3 yards into touch. Merrimack Valley not waiting around all that much here. And it'll be a free kick for the visitors. As Laura Satina draws it just outside the area. And this is one of those spots in the field right now where if you're Emanuele Ferreira, you just whip this across towards the back post, keep it low, and force Emma Malone to make a decision. Because this is truly the worst for a goalkeeper, but instead it's going to be Logan Nicholson. And this is almost about the same area, but on the other side of the field where Merrimack Valley had a free kick from. They served it right down the throat of Malone, catching practice for her. Watch out for Ferreira, though. She's kind of on the left side of your picture, just drifting at the edge of the area. I wouldn't be shocked if they go short here. Because there is no player in a Sporting jersey that's within 10 yards of her. But Nicholson takes a deflection off the bar. Still being scrambled around. Stepping in is Marissa Sage, and eventually it's deflected straight up into the air. This will spin back into the field as Jadoin looking to bring it down. Jadoin to the back post, goes all the way through. Nicholson takes a deflection. This will be a corner ball. Well, Nicholson doing everything right there at that set piece. She served it across, takes a deflection. And Malone, really nothing she could do about it. Unfortunate for her, the keeper's best friend in the crossbars there. And now Merrimack Valley, literally on the stroke of halftime, are going to be making a change here. Again, cannot imagine there's a lot of stoppage time to be played. As Emanuele Ferrero will take it. Ball served all the way through. Walsh with the header. Across goal, and it's over the bar. It was Michaela Agresti waiting there, and in fact, that will be the last moment here of the first half. Well-designed set piece. As Ashlyn Walsh doing everything right, heading it back where it came from, but Agresti not keeping it below the bar. And after 45 minutes here from Middletown, Connecticut, your score is Sporting Connecticut 1, Merrimack Valley Hawks 0. The goal coming in the 23rd minute from Tori Souza. I'll step aside, rejoin you in commentary in 15 minutes for the second half as you're watching the National Soccer Network. Well, welcome back here to Middletown, Connecticut, Xavier High School. To be exact, as Sporting Connecticut, through the consistent misting rain that we've had here on this dreary Saturday afternoon, they lead by 1-0 on the strength of a Tori Souza goal in the 23rd minute. Jessica Hinton with the assist, which means now Souza goes level second best on the team with 6 goals on the season alongside Tiff Weimer. Aubrey Kulpa having a number of chances over through that first 45 minutes. But Sporting Connecticut repelled a couple of times by a staunch Merrimack Valley Hawks defense, and then the visitors providing a couple of chances, including literally with the last kicker, I should say header, of the first half, as off of a set piece, Michaela Agresti not able to keep it on frame, but still a lot to play for between these two teams, and first and second in the WPSL Northeastern Conference, with Sporting Connecticut boasting their perfect 5-0 mark, scoring now 26 goals on the season, conceding just 3, and Merrimack Valley, who haven't played in a week, are trying to get themselves in the win column after drawing Rhode Island 2-2 last week. Speaking of Rhode Island, they are playing the New York Shockers, also here on the National Soccer Network. That is scoreless at halftime up in Providence. These two teams will square off again 1 week from tomorrow up at Merrimack Valley's facility, Malucci Field, to be exact. That's the second of 2 games in 2 days for Merrimack Valley. As it looks like the Hawks are ready to go. Again, JJ Duke here with you. Thanks for spending your Saturday here with us for Sporting Connecticut's 6th match of the season in WPSL action for Merrimack Valley. What would have been their 6th, but again, rearranged a midweek game for later on the season against the New York Shockers. Looks like we are ready to go with Merrimack Valley going from right to left on your screen with those white jerseys and the Duncan logo, and Sporting Connecticut in their black jerseys. I believe we do have a change in goal for Sporting Connecticut as Caitlin Daly. Usually it's her that starts and then gets taken out in the second half in replace of Emma Malone, but it's Emma Malone who started, making a handful of stops, and now it's Caitlin Daly who will see out the rest of this match. And an early free kick in the attacking half of the field for the hosts, as Tiffany Weimer will take it short to Kara Jordan. Now to Aubrey Kulpa, heavy touch, and that will go out for a goal kick. Jordan and Kulpa very bright, very active in that first half, providing a number of chances, and those two linking up well with Imani Jenkins, Tori Souza, and Tiff Weimer. Well, you can't fault too much going forward for the host, despite only just having the 1 goal. A couple of important blocks from the visitors, but defensively for Sporting, a couple of times conceding possession in dangerous areas, and also a player that was just in possession, Meredith McDermott, has been running riot on a few occasions. She's been linking up well with Nicole Jadoin, as now Corinna Beckstein, the step over, trying to go end line. Good defending, though, that by Kylie McIntosh. Just muscling her off the ball, and it'll be the first touch now for Caitlin Daly in goal. But yeah, Merrimack Valley providing some dangerous moments, especially off set pieces. Sporting Connecticut, when they gave up the corner right at the end of the half, that came off of a free kick, a deflected effort from Logan Nicholson that rung off the crossbar. And this is a team, especially also with the player in possession right now, and Emanuele Ferreira, the USA Women's National Futsal Team player. So, there's a lot of different players that can provide something going forward. That's why Merrimack Valley right now second in the division, as Shea Boyle gets whistled for a foul. Wasn't sure if it was the first or the second, by the way the referee does blow up. Merrimack Valley last year, in their first season in the league, finishing 3rd in the Northeastern Conference, of course behind Clarkstown Soccer Club, who went perfect 8-0 in the division. And another free kick as Nicholson gets knocked off the ball. Got off to a little bit of a slow start in Merrimack Valley. It went 3-4-1 last year. But lost to Rhode Island and the Shockers. beat Force FC New York, but then lost a home and home to Clarkstown. They did finish well, but certainly off to a much better start this season. As Nicholson into a good area. That was a key intervention by, I believe it was Souza, clearing it away. Comes back to Nicholson. Out wide. Ferreira trying to get to the end line. But not the direction she would have wanted. It's out for a goal kick. And Tori Souza inside her own penalty area with a key clearance off of that Logan Nicholson free kick. And boy, that could have went anywhere. Not saying that Merrimack Valley either are living for set pieces, but they're really taking advantage of all of them outside of the first one that they had in the opening minutes. And they sent it right down the throat of Emma Malone, but outside of that, whenever they've had those dead balls, they have really been dangerous. Nothing else, maybe a little bit unlucky not to get one. And a foul. Beckstein gets hit. And Logan Nicholson will once again ask for everyone to get forward. Nicholson, the New Hampshire graduate that played last season as a grad student at New Mexico, had an assist. But again, has already scored 5 goals this season. Not her finest set piece. And now Sporting can break. Jenkins, that's a good ball out wide to Lauren Hinton, Jessica Hinton, who has a chance now to drive forward here. Has Kolpa. Oh, that would have been a brilliant effort. Taking it off the half volley, but putting it wide of the mark. But that, again, is the danger that Aubrey Kolpa can provide. That would have been an absolute wonder goal if that came off. But now Sporting Connecticut back on the front foot here as Jenkins trying to swing it out wide to Weimer. Brunello. Not the intention she wanted, out for a goal kick. That was a really nice move, though, started by that ball out wide to Jessica Hinton and putting it right on a dime, and Kolpa taking it down, taking her own half volley. Good header once again by Kara Jordan. Souza now. Trying to bend that in towards Weimer, headed away by Agresti, only as far as Jordan. Kara trying to get it onto that left foot. One too many touches, and it's swept away. I think that was last off Weimer, and it will be a Merrimack Valley throw. Good touch from Weimer. Now Jenkins able to shrug off a challenge here with Souza. Returns it back to Amani, and she scores! Lovely little 1-2 between Amani Jenkins and Tori Souza. And Jenkins, little snapshot just past the reach of the keeper. It's Sporting Connecticut 2 and Merrimack Valley 0. Well, I said right at the end of the first half that it just felt like Sporting Connecticut were just knocking on the door. They had the first, certainly were good for the second. Well, they got that second, and boy, it was a really well taken as Amani Jenkins picking up her first goal of the season, believe it or not, has only just now played in 3 matches of Sporting 6. This is a player in Amani Jenkins who, by the way, is coming off of an unreal final season at the University of Hartford where she scored 27 goals, also had 11 assists. A turnover now. Kara Jordan in a dangerous area, trying to slot it through towards Weimer, and it's cleared away. Jenkins, Division III All-America last season. And this is a player who came off of a spectacular season last year with Sporting Connecticut, being named the UWS Offensive Player of the Year in the East Conference in Sporting's final season in that league before coming over to WPSL. It seemed like every week that Amani was on the score sheet. And that had to feel good getting that one. And now for Sporting as well. We talked about the outstanding goal-scoring exploits this team has had, but in terms of the amount of players that they've had hit the back of the net, that's already 11. 11 different players have scored at least one goal this season, and we're just in match number 6. Wow, Kara Jordan just got dumped down to the field, and there was no call. And then a handball gets called, really kind of unlucky there for the hosts. It'll be a set piece, still with plenty of time left to go in this match, but we've known how good Merrimack Valley have been off their dead ball delivery. And if there's a route for them back into this match, this would be the way that they would do it, as both Emanuele Ferreira and Logan Nicholson are standing over this one, but it'll be the latter who will take. 6 at the edge of the area to aim for. But doesn't beat Shea Boyle, and now Sporting Connecticut can break here. When a foul gets called on Weimer. It looked like she got the ball there, if nothing else. And Nicholson's going to play quickly, but maybe a little bit too quick. And cleared away. I might have to look back at that in a moment or two on that foul called on Weimer, because I thought she only got the ball. Either way, it doesn't come back to hurt things, as Jenkins will link up with Hinton. Imani Jenkins scoring Sporting Connecticut's second goal in the 52nd minute. Colpo. Weimer out wide. Crossfield ball does get home to McIntosh, and a lovely dummy by Souza. There was a foul. The referee should bring this back. Playing advantage. It ends up being a decent one, as Colpa trying to lay it back. Yeah, that's good refereeing there. There was an advantage. It was a little bit awkward if Colpa was able to get there, but it ended up being so. The Sporting just not able to maximize the chance. Yeah, good cutout by Brunello. And she gets dumped down to the turf, and it will be a free kick for Sporting Connecticut. This might be one of those here if you're the hosts. See if you could serve one into the area. We know, of course, Sporting Connecticut, they like to have their possession style and let the ball do the work for them. I would say get the few targets forward, but they do not seem any interested in doing that. Just because now you're in a situation almost, if you're Sporting Connecticut, you never quite know what type of other styles that you're going to be facing over the course of the season. This is, of course, the first time that they're playing up against this Merrimack Valley team. You still have one more game against the Shockers to come. You'll have Kingston on the weekend as well. Or excuse me, in the midweek, I should say, as well. But if Sporting Connecticut do advance beyond playing in this conference, and for those a little bit unfamiliar with how the WPSL postseason set up, there's a regional tournament, and then there's the national semifinals and final. And if the way that things are going right now for Sporting, who, let's also not forget, in their 2 years in UWS, they were a national semifinalist in their first year of that league, and then a finalist in their East region last year. A team that usually makes a run deep into the month of July. So you never know what types of styles that you're going to be playing against, and maybe some point, work on a set piece that involves sending it into the box and seeing what happens. Of course, who am I to say? The team trains enough as it is to know what their strengths are. This is clipped to the back post, a dangerous area. Oh, Corinna Beckstein, putting it into an area, but no one on either team gets there, and that was a bit awkward. It's going to be a penalty as Greta Brunello comes through the back of a Merrimack Valley forward, and this is going to be a penalty. I said set pieces could be a lifeline, but this, the best of it. That was, I believe, McDermott, the one that was taken down inside the box. It was Meredith McDermott that was tripped up, and here we go. It was certainly clumsy from the Sporting Connecticut defender trying to come through the back and clear it away, but the team leading scorer for Merrimack Valley and Logan Nicholson already with 5 on the season. Scored twice against the Shockers at the end of the month and scored a couple of goals against Kingston in addition to that spectacular free kick against Rhode Island in their season opening match. Chance to pull her team back into it just before the hour mark. Nicholson scores! Caitlin Daly diving the right way, but Logan Nicholson pulling one back for Merrimack Valley. And they now are chasing just a 1-goal game with still plenty of time left to go. And the way that this team has gone about their business here today offensively, they are a squad that can provide not only depth in terms of players that can find the back of the net, but just in terms of what they've shown here today against Sporting Connecticut, who have also displayed a few signs that they can be hit. This game is still very much there for the taking. Merrimack Valley did also make a change after that goal that went in, as Kolpa trying to be played down the line, Hannah Call to scramble it away. Admittedly, I did miss the player that came back onto the field, though I did also see, I think it was Ava Kompico who started the half. I think she might have been the one that actually came off the field. It looks like the original 11 that began this match for Merrimack Valley Hawks are now all back on the field. There's now Greta Brunello going short to Jenkins. She was the one that conceded the penalty, so trying to make amends for it immediately. Nicholson out for a throw. Well, Nicholson, as I mentioned, played her grad season at New Mexico last year, but the standout at the University of New Hampshire, playing nearly 50 matches for the Wildcats. Not noted as a goal scorer in her collegiate career, but has turned the tables here, and now a chance to start the attack. Now at Beckstein, it's right at Daly. But now the visitors really growing into this match here. Again, to put it into context, for Sporting Connecticut this season, they have not been in too many close games this year. In fact, the closest final score line was 3-0 away at Albany. That was on May the 31st, and that game was played in a driving rain from start to finish up at Union College. Outside of that, the closest that any game has been would be 3-2 against Rhode Island. That was in the first match of the season. And that was right around actually at this time in that match, as Emily Senator will come back on. She replaces Aubrey Kolpa. Stone ahead with Weimer. That's a handball. But actually what the referee is going to do, because Weimer gave up the possession, they're just going to allow play to carry on. Cole out wide with Agresti. Cut out well by Stone, bit heavy off the touch, but recovers ever so well. Banks it off Ferreira, and it'll be out for a throw. Free kick for Sporting Connecticut. They'll play short through Boyle. Ball intended for Weimer, cut out, bounces to Senator. Back with Emily. Have a shot from distance, and it's not far off. Was there a deflection? There was. It was a late decision from our referee, but Emily Senator forcing at least Sally Rainey to go into a full dive. But it will be a corner now for Sporting Connecticut. Senator does have a couple of goals on the season, was in that 6-0 victory against Albany Rush in match number 2 of the season. As now Kara Jordan will swing this one in from the near corner. Plenty of jerseys inside the 18. It goes to the near post, doesn't beat the player on the post. Weimer. Jenkins. Trying to get it towards Jordan. It'll be cleared away. And the question right now for Merrimack Valley is, you keep it at around this 1-goal game. At what point do you say, let's go for broke here and try to steal a point on the road? You know, this is first versus second in the league, but also remember, Merrimack Valley do have a match in hand as that ball fizzed in by Jenkins, cleared away. The Shockers also will have a match in hand as well, which could actually make that second to last match of the season and the final home match for Sporting Connecticut really interesting one on July the 1st, as that's not a foul. Jordan does well to recover as McDermott, remember, she won the penalty. Showing good strength as it goes back now with Eliana Pereira. Cole's been given a lot of time and space, but not doing much with it. Comes now to Beckstein. And drop of the shoulder, and it's a better ball towards McDermott. Has one going into the area, but the cross taking all the steam out. Good work by Shea Boyle getting back. And comfortable for Daly. Daly, by the way, guessed right on that penalty kick attempt and nearly got something to it. The University of New Haven goalkeeper. And has started in the majority of the matches and then comes out at halftime today. Comes in replace of Emma Malone. McDermott once again trying to turn Boyle, which she does. McDermott has got options trying to square it across. It comes all the way through. What a tackle from Souza. She had to time that right, and she did. Otherwise, Corinna Beckstein was there. Just as I look across now to the Merrimack Valley bench, do see a couple of players starting to get loose. Nicholson bounces off a couple of challenges. McDermott now gets it out wide. Ferreira serving this ball towards McIntosh, who got a piece of it before Beckstein got there. And Souza clears it away, but that was actually last off the Sporting player. Merrimack Valley are not waiting around that. It was a very high foot. Stone looks to be okay after that. McIntosh not only gets fouled, but that ball got kicked away, and Sporting Connecticut are calling for a yellow card, and by letter of the law, it should be one. And the referee showing a whole lot of leniency here. It was Christina Stone, the Sporting Connecticut captain, having a long talking to with the referee. We're now at the halfway mark here of the second half. Sporting, who led 1-0 at halftime on the strength of a Tori Souza goal in the 23rd minute, linked up with Amani Jenkins in the 52nd minute to make it 2-0, but Logan Nicholson in the 59th minute dispatching a penalty to the keeper's left, making it a 2-1 game. Good work by Stone to intercept. Goes with Kara Jordan. Jordan. Still Jordan going on. Squaring it across. It's cleared away by Cole. Well, she had Senator at the back post. Just couldn't get it all the way home, but instead it will be a throw-in for the hosts right by the Merrimack Valley bench. And that ultimately was deflected. It will stay with Sporting Connecticut. And it looks like now the visitors are preparing at least one change. Nicholson ahead. McDermott trying to bring it down. Does really well. Nicholson over the top. McDermott let that go. Brunello just has to get anything onto it to clear it away. Stone still trying to bring down that bouncing ball. Merrimack Valley do have that player that's ready to come in, but they're not going to make that change just quite yet. Souza well in. That's a good tackle from Beckstein. McDermott trying to flick it on, but there is no one there, and it goes back to Daly. Brunello. That pass easily cut out by Ferreira. Comes back now with Boyle. It feels like if you're Sporting Connecticut right now, just need something to lift them back to where they were to start this half. A little more cagey since conceding that goal 10 minutes ago. Souza now. Has Weimer. Oh, lovely ball. Disguised it well to Jenkins. Try to return it, but Nicholson was right there. That's a foul. Good work by Logan Nicholson. Probably has been the standout player for Merrimack Valley over the course of this 70 minutes thus far. Now she's going to come out, as does Greta Brunello for Sporting Connecticut. Not sure, maybe we might see Logan before the end of this match here. If we don't, then it was a really solid 70 minutes from her. Kara Jordan winning another aerial. It's played down the line for Senator, who's able to get onto it, cuts it back to Weimer. Clearance from Agresti blocked. Second cleared away. Hinton doing ever so well to deflect it in the path of Souza. Senator, nice turn, can drive here. Emily Senator held it up for nearly a bit too long. Is able to find Winder, tries to get through a few, and that scrambled off the line. Senator, her effort blocked, and eventually just cleared away by Maddie Guthrie. Well, everyone on hand there to clear away that attempt from Tiff Weimer. Nearly got a 2-goal lead back for the hosts, but the key word is only nearly. Jenkins finds Jordan, does just have one in the area. Kara looking to earn a corner. It's great strength, able to knock it off Manuele Ferreira, and it'll be a corner to come now for Sporting Connecticut. Say this, by the way, for Sporting. They've got no one getting warm. This might be the team that's going to be finishing this match out. That ball did go over the end line before the cross. Still do see, for the visitors, Ashlyn Walsh going through her paces as she did it around this time in the first half, trying to play that super sub role for the visitors. There's a 1-goal game in it right now. Getting Sporting Connecticut a perfect 5-0 in WPSL Northeastern Conference action entering today. This is certainly the toughest test that they've had over the course of this regular season. That's a giveaway now on McDermott, a chance for her to carry forward, but Kylie McIntosh closing that door. Pereira just blocking it ahead. Yeah, it does look like now that the aforementioned Walsh is about ready to come on for Merrimack Valley. And it's going to be Nicole Jodoin who will come off for her. This will be a like-for-like change. Yeah, and right now, if you are Merrimack Valley, you absolutely go for it at this moment. Because why not? You're playing a team that's perfect on the season thus far. Merrimack Valley, in fairness to them, they also haven't lost a match this year. A pair of wins and a pair of draws. So why not keep that unbeaten streak going? Point on the road could look really good, especially knowing that these two teams will tee it up in a week from tomorrow. Good strength by McDermott. Shrugging off Stone. McDermott gets it out wide. Extra pass goes through. It's cleared away by Boyle. Walsh with the header. Able to recover it as well. Ferreira serving it towards McDermott. It'll go behind. Was there a touch in it? And it's going to be a goal kick. Fair few shouts of asking for a corner ball from Merrimack Valley, but nothing to be on that. And Daly's going to allow for a bit of time. And also to allow everyone to get up the field. McDermott, good header. Oh, no, the referee's going to say that Meredith came through the back of the Sporting Connecticut player. I think a few players are a little bit quizzical of asking what exactly was the call on that, but Souza trying to spray it out wide to Weimer, which she does. Weimer looking for options. That's just, again, good work by Emanuele Ferreira, who also has been really impressive over the course of this match and has represented the U.S. in futsal. That's so wise there from Souza. Knowing that the foul was going to be coming, or at least the contact was going to be coming. That's a player with a whole lot of experience in showing it. And it's a free kick now. Again, it's going to be interesting what Sporting Connecticut do with this sort of set piece. They are going to send the cavalry up here as Weimer about 36, 37 yards or so away from goal. It's actually going to have a pop shot, but high and wide with it. Now for a goal kick. After a couple of weeks ago on the NPSL, on the men's side of the similar level, inadvertently spoke a goal into existence. Or maybe I meant it for New Haven United's Dren De Bruyne against Hartford City, so another all nutmeg state clash, but it was about the same amount of distance away from goal. That one looked like it was always going in from the start. McDermott trying to turn. It's going to be a corner. Corner ball to come now for Merrimack Valley. Again, we're chasing 2 goals early on here in the second half. After Amani Jenkins made it 2-0 in the 52nd minute, Logan Nicholson made it a 2-1 game just before the hour mark. It will be Emanuele Ferreira once again to serve it in, and 7 players inside the box to aim for. This one towards the penalty spot, looking for Walsh. It's headed away, bit of a high foot from Guthrie. Still battling for it. Comes back out. That shot goes wide. It was Laura Satina, the substitute. Trying to put that one on frame, but it misses wide of the mark. And again, the visitors are coming closer and closer. Trying to get a score from the other match out in Rhode Island. It was 0-0 at halftime between the Rhode Island Rogues and the New York Shockers. Don't have any further updates from that, so teams that are 3 and 4 in the standings. This is between 1 and 2 in the league. But again, with still a couple other teams having matches in hand, a lot of movement could come, especially next week where there is a lot of matches to be played. As Corinna Beckstein now looking for McDermott. Lovely little 1-2. Takes it on early there. Might have been better to keep the run going. Had Satina and Walsh. They could play it through. So didn't want to bring it up, but the fact that actually the rain for the most part has stopped ever since the second goal from Sporting Connecticut, so that has made things at least a little bit more bearable. It would be nice to have summery-like conditions soon. Speaking for all of us here. It's a giveaway and a chance now for the visitors. McDermott gets it now to Beckstein. Trying to turn it on to the right, but McIntosh, again, good experience defending, shielding it off, and finds Hinton. Souza. Weimer trying to lay it off for Hinton, but that was deflected. Well, the Merrimack Valley player is not really pleased with it, but the center referee spotted that immediately. Merrimack want to make 3 changes, by the way. And speaking of, as I look across, with the 4th official wearing gloves, that's when you know it's a problem near the summer solstice and people are wearing gloves in June. That's horrible. I don't blame the person either, by the way. And it's going to be a free kick as Eliana Pereira gets whistled. Yeah, I'm not blaming the 4th referee. I'd be doing the same thing. Not to say it's any joy up here in the press box with the windows open. It's actually feeling more like late March, early April. Anyway, set piece now for Weimer. Fair few players have gone forward here for Sporting Connecticut as Weimer puts it into a good area, cleared away in the first, comes back out to Souza, still scrambled across. The flag does come up on McIntosh, but we play the advantage. Ferreira's got Walsh ahead of her, goes that way. But the pass not where it needed to be. It is cut out. And for the second time, it's not where it needed to be, as Walsh was having her head turned about a million different directions, but the ball was never played to the feet. Jenkins. Ball cut out. McDermott was in an offside position. That's going to be brought back as Hinton grabs the jersey, and that's going to be a yellow card. Yep. That one was right in front of the referee, so Jessica Hinton will go into the book. Those 3 subs, by the way, for Merrimack Valley still have yet to come on. As Corinna Beckstein now will launch this forward. Again, in a 1-goal game, you never know. And the referee is now going to allow those 3 subs to come on. Well, and how about this? Meredith McDermott comes off, as is Beckstein and Marissa Sage. Sometimes you wait until after the set piece, but Merrimack Valley making the changes nonetheless. As Hannah Cole, instead of launching it into the box, will go short. We'll get the names of the players that came on in just a moment. This gets out wide to Emanuele Ferreira. Ferreira into the box. Lovely ball roll. Good tackle, though, from Boyle. He's having absolutely none of it. Has to get it off. Good backtracking by Walsh. That is a handball on Boyle, and a free kick now for the visitors. Class, by the way, from Ferreira. Couple of ball rolls at the edge of the area. Okay, so one of the players that comes back on is Logan Nicholson, who came off about 10 minutes ago. And someone that can serve in a great set piece. Do the job. Nicole Jadoin also comes back onto the field, so another forward option. This goes all the way through, and that's going to be a corner. That had a lot of power behind it, and McIntosh, a bit of a glancing header, could have gone anywhere. Now it's really safety first for the host, just trying to see away this set piece. Having a barrage to defend over the course of the match thus far. So Manueli Ferreira with 6 in the box and 3 that are lurking. Sends us in. A glancing header goes all the way through. And Stone will just shield it out. Now Sporting Connecticut will make a change, and it's a player right now that currently has the game winner, and Amani Jenkins, who will come off. And Tori Souza tactically has been pushed higher up the field. And it's Kelly Quigley that comes on for the last 5 minutes, and another player that has a whole lot of experience, so just try to use her savviness to see the match off here. Trying to see if Sporting will go to a back 4. No, I think they're going to keep it at a back 3. Senator pressured off the ball. Maddie Guthrie playing it into an area. Walsh trying to control it, which she does. Gets it out wide to Ferreira. But a good step by Jordan clears it away. Senator trying to hold it up. Ferreira and company able to win it back. And they bring that for a foul. Is that on Senator? And Nicholson just going to clip it ahead. And a shot of a handball, and it was. It was Alina St. George. Sometimes, what do they say in professional wrestling? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Throwing every limb to try and keep it with her. But, again, that's where that skid off the turf with the amount of rain that we've had here today. It's going to take some funny bounces. By the way, I don't condone that. Just, it's always funny whenever you hear it every once in a while. Weimer able to reach it by the corner flag. Only just has Senator inside the area. And Satina will cut away that cross. Trying to block it back towards Walsh. Cleared out. I believe that was Kylie Yepes. Yeah, it was Kylie Yepes, who came on earlier in this half. Clears away. Okay, so now McDermott comes back onto the field. So that very much was just to give Meredith a couple minutes of a breather. And because it is a 2-1 game, you absolutely throw every forward option you have available for Merrimack Valley to try and snatch an equalizer. Again, these two teams will meet a week from tomorrow up at Merrimack Valley. But the Hawks are trying to take a point from this one. Walsh not able to link up with McDermott. Good pressing by Nicholson, but better composure by Hinton. That's really well done between Souza and Jordan. But as a throw now for Merrimack Valley, as we're only 3 minutes away from stoppage time. And Souza has now gone down. She is not putting a lot of weight. Must have pulled up again, going 87 minutes. And it's Juliana Garcia that quickly takes off the warm-up jacket and sprints right onto the field. Trying to see out these last couple of minutes. Oh, it's a wayward pass, and Quigley, that was good anticipation from her. Stone just launches it forward. Weimer, yeah. She can't believe it, but the arms were stretched out a little bit. Ball forward looking for McDermott, but Boyle was there to recover. Jordan, good strength. Throw again for the visitors. I have to imagine with 2 goals, a number of substitutions, player that just went down a moment ago, and also the penalty, will probably have a few minutes of stoppage time. We don't get any indication from downstairs how much time there will be. I have to imagine there will be a little bit. We played none in the first half. That ball clipped over the top. The flag has stayed down for Senator. I wonder if Sporting Connecticut will go for the third or just try to see it out. Answer solved as Marissa Sage steps in to win it. Look at Kara Jordan backtracking, by the way, to make a play. That's a player that's going the full 90 today. And now clips it into a great area for Weimer. The flag has stayed down. Angle cut away a little bit, can square it across. Oh, it's a necessary hand from Sally Rainey. I think she just got the slightest touch to it. Otherwise, it was Emily Senator with an easy tap in. But in the 90th minute, if that touch wasn't applied, it would have been game over and 3 points sealed up for the hosts. But instead, we still go here. McDermott, that can be brought back for foul, and it is. And again, a set piece now, how good Merrimack Valley have been in this match. And Nicholson can do a number of different things from this sort of range. This will be just inside 40 yards. And easy to tell with the football lines with the goal just inside the back of the end zone. And if you're Merrimack Valley, you throw just about everybody up here. It's only just the goalkeeper and Alina St. George behind Logan Nicholson. Clips this into the back post. It goes all the way through towards McDermott. And Boyle will clear it away as we are into second half stoppage time. I think I did see the center referee signal. Might have been 3 minutes. Well, now you just have to be effective for both teams. If you're Sporting Connecticut, you're just clearing your lines. If you are Merrimack Valley, get something into the box. See if you can get a knockdown. McDermott. Cross blocked and cleared away again by Jordan. Weimer ahead of everybody here except for Hannah Cole. That's really good defending by Cole, though. Just does enough to shield it back. Weimer also going the full 90 plus here today. Jadoin trying to turn defender. She cannot. It'll be out for a Sporting Connecticut throw. Again, Sporting, they've been running roughshod through everybody in the Northeastern Conference of WPSL this season, the #1 ranked team in the league entering this weekend. But today, facing with a different challenge against a new opponent, having to try and grind out 3 points, but you're not always going to win pretty. Not going to score 8 past everybody. Some days you just have to be effective and get a job done. And for Merrimack Valley, they've shown a lot of good things here today. And certainly in a week from tomorrow when these two teams meet again, could be very interesting how that one is going to look. But still the visitors are searching for an equalizer here in stoppage time as we're about to enter the 3rd minute. As Emanuele Ferreira will wind this up. Goes short instead to Nicole Jadoin. Back to Nicholson. We now are in that 3rd minute of stoppage time. Clip down the line. That will skip out for a throw. And that's going to do it. Well, Sporting Connecticut continue their perfect start to their first season in WPSL action with a 2-1 victory over Merrimack Valley Hawks, but certainly it was a game effort from the visitors as after Sporting Connecticut, who got a goal from Tori Souza in the 23rd minute, Imani Jenkins made it 2-0 in the 52nd minute, but a Logan Nicholson penalty just before the hour mark made it certainly a game. And while Merrimack Valley will suffer their first loss of the season, it was by no means for a lack of effort, as these two teams again will square off in a week from tomorrow up at Merrimack Valley. But Sporting Connecticut will play on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. under the lights here at Xavier High School against Kingston Capitals. So that's going to do it for us. Thank you all for tuning in here on the National Soccer Network. Of course, Bluegill Productions bringing you all the action here from Xavier High School. I'm JJ Duke saying so long. We will see you next time. But after 90 minutes, it's a final. Sporting Connecticut 2, Merrimack Valley Hawks FC 1.